Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. All right, just want to let you know that Mikal Bridges has signed a 4-year, $90 million extension with the Phoenix Suns. Of course, I think he's worth that. He's a fantastic two-way player, very, very efficient shooter, has fantastic abilities on both sides of the floor. So you know for a fact that you're investing in a player who's going to continue to develop and its trajectory is going to continue to go upwards. And as these years in this contract mature, you'll see, I think, him start to play up that value and be worth more than what um, the contract will dictate. So it's going to be an affordable deal, in my opinion, for the Phoenix Suns, who are obviously going to be facing some serious cap issues. And they have to make a really tough decision in front of them right now because DeAndre Ayton is waiting on a very, very, very hefty contract. He's hoping to get 207 or the 187 deal that can have 207 um, as a bonus or something like that. I'm not sure how that works, but he wants the max and he wants the biggest contract he can receive. He's a center who's been in this league and made it to a finals now, and believes that he has earned enough. He sees some of his peers who haven't accomplished what he's accomplished, getting themselves a nice payday in that regard, and he wants his. So this is going to be interesting because I think Chris Paul is the holdup. Obviously, they've signed him to his deal, and that deal was hefty as it gets. So at this point, they don't really have the money necessarily to do that without going completely and utterly over the salary cap and into tax, territory that you don't really want to deal with if you're an owner. So I I think I think they're going to figure out something. I think Ayton, if he wants to stay with the Phoenix Suns, is going to have to come down on his price. And I don't know that he's going to do that, and I don't think he's inclined to do that based on what he's accomplished. So Phoenix is asking him to do something because they know that he loves the area. He wanted to be there. We remember when he was drafted. He said that Phoenix is where he wanted to be. He played there. I think he went to high school there. So he has very strong ties to the area, and I think they're leveraging that against him in hopes that he'll give them a discount because he wants to stay home. That's a bad bluff. It's a bad bluff when you're playing with that much money, Sarver. That's a bad bluff, but maybe he'll do it. The team has been successful for him. If you want to keep this team together, everyone has to make sacrifices, including ownership. And that means sometimes paying over the luxury tax, even though it may not be something you want to do. Instead of asking the kid who loves the area to take the pay cut, I don't like that at all. But I understand that that's the leverage they have as a small market who has an opportunity to stack their team and have championship aspirations. This, like I said, it's going to cost. And if the Ayton wants to be a part of it, what they're telling him is it's what's going to cost you. Because we're keeping all our pieces, and Chris Paul didn't give us a chance to really have any discount either. Which he was not inclined to do based on the way his career's gone and what he's earned in this league. So, they chose Chris Paul. That's how I look at it, and they hope that Ayton, because he loved being there, will take a pay cut because of it, because they knew Chris Paul wouldn't. So that's what I saw there. That from afar, that's what it looks like. I don't know. This is a team that's been bad for a long time, man. You got to when you have an opportunity like they have to be good for a little bit, to salvage Devin Booker's career. I think you want to do that. I think it may speak to Devin Booker's preference between the two players. If you think Devin Booker has a say so in the situation, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't play around with Ayton like that. I understand he has some upside to go. He's not quite developed to where he wants to be. He didn't stop Giannis. Not to say that he would be able to, but had he had more success against Giannis, I think he would have more leverage in this conversation. But what does that mean? I mean, really, this is a player who was drafted first overall and has since played well. Not been a drop, not been a disappointment at all, and it's still getting better. So if you ain't gonna pay him, somebody else will, Phoenix, at the end of the day. And Phoenix is a wonderful place to live, but there are other wonderful places to live in this country, and I'm sure he'll find them. And as Andrew Bynum once said, every city has a bank. So for what that's worth, it's always a gamble for talent. Sometimes we see guys pass on deals. We've seen it many times, and then they get hurt, or maybe they'll have a bad show the next season or something like that, and we won't get those offers again. So that's a scary thing for any player. But at the same time, it's like, you could pass up on money as well, play very, very well, and be stuck on a not so good deal. Scottie Pippen's, that's his story. Like he forgoes some things for himself that would have paid him some more money, so that he can get some money right away and ultimately be a part of the Bulls. And that's why they were able to stay together the way they were, as we know, because of a sacrifice like that made the team so much better. So I don't know. Maybe Ayton sees the fruit in that. Maybe it'll give him an opportunity at more championships with the Phoenix Suns. But honestly, the way the league is going right now, he can go anywhere and find himself in an opportunity to win championships if others' talent can come with him. The league is just different now, so I could totally see Minnesota being a super team if he wants to go there. Like, suddenly they have a team full of talent. I mean, it's just Phoenix is playing a dangerous game choosing Chris Paul over DeAndre Ayton. That's all I'm saying, and that's exactly the way I see it. I understand that Chris Paul brought a lot of winning to your team, and you don't think you can win without him. But if you don't think you can win without him, then you probably have the wrong set of kids or young players. I mean, it's not deeper than that. If you need Chris Paul to make this core what it is, and you can't keep the core unless you overpay Chris Paul, what? I mean, that doesn't really add up. You have the youngsters in place. Ayton is a young star in this league. Letting him walk, I can assure you, you're not beating the Lakers, you're not beating Utah, you're not beating any of these teams if you replace DeAndre Ayton with some average center just to fit your cap situation. You're not. It's not going to work. So you could try it, maybe you get lucky, but letting Ayton walk seems like a death blow to this franchise. And if I'm Booker, I'm looking at Chris Paul. He's going to be my age soon. He's going to be 36, and I'm like, you let Ayton walk. I look at Bridges. I like Bridges, but I don't know. I don't know how Booker's going to look at that when it's time to pay Booker again. If y'all let Ayton walk out the door, y'all trade him for a couple pennies right now, because that's what it looks like they may do. Looks like he may actually end up getting traded before the season even ends, because they're not going to want to let him walk. So we're going to see what happens here. I don't know what the current contract he's on looks like. He may have an extra year on it. If that's the case, they wouldn't trade him right away. But as the summer approaches, you best believe we're going to be talking about Ayton if he doesn't get this extension. So Bridges signing today to a 4-year deal, to me, signals that they are drawing a line in the sand with Ayton. That's what it signals to me. Either you're going to take what we have to offer you, or we'll move on, and what that means, who knows? Trade him now, trade him later, I don't know, but this is interesting. So that's what I got, man. My name is BDF44. I'll be keeping an eye on the Phoenix Suns. Still doing homework on the Houston Rockets. I still will get you that video. In fact, I just did some homework on Kevin Porter Jr. today. Found out some things about that player I'm really excited about. So I'll be getting all that to you. I got about 4 more players on that team to do homework on, and I'll get to it when I get to it. But I thank you all for being patient with me. My name is BDF44.